I'm going to kind of take you through what a day looks like as a director of health and wellness or an RN in an assisted living facility. Every day can look a little bit different, but every day looks a lot the same. And also different positions may be structured differently. Of course, not all RNs are going to be doing the same exact thing, but the state law requirements are very similar. So this should reflect a good idea of what it's like to have this job on a good day, meaning when nobody's sick, because that just adds a whole lot more to it. But right now, thank the Lord, all of my residents are not sick, so I can just go about my regular paper duties. So it is now 12:33, and I've been doing just a lot of random stuff. Did my stand-up meeting in the morning, did a wound dressing, responded to some questions and some emails, and I don't think I have any head-to-toe assessments to do today. For the last month. And I'm going to add to a sticky note to do an assessment, just a quick little lung assessment on those two people, so that when I send the fax, I will be able to say if their lung sounds are clear or not. It's 12:41. Next step is looking at my new orders book. So I'm going to page through all these new orders and see that everything was entered correctly into the electronic medical record, the EMR, and make sure that I don't need to adjust anything or if it triggers any questions for me or anything like that. So sometimes looking through these triggers a change of condition, if it's significant or if it's temporary. Right now I'm looking at a urinalysis for somebody, and we did the UA because of some confusion or change in behaviors. So then I pull out my change of condition tracker. I see a resident outside my door and I have to talk to him about something, so I'm gonna go and chat with him. Okay, now I'm back. I'll show you my change of condition tracker. This one's for skin issues, but this could just as well say, it could just as well say change in condition or health issues. And so I track it by the date, the resident room number, their condition, if they're put on alert, if I've done a nursing assessment, nursing progress note, and then inform the doctor about it. If I contacted home health or hospice, if they're involved, if family knows about it, if what the intervention is. So then this is the category and the paperwork and the weekly checks. So for skin category, you just put them on alert, and then I do weekly checks. If it's alert only, does it need a fall assessment, update, and then yes, it needs to be on weekly checks until condition resolved. If it's a service change, has an ISP been done or is it needed, and then it does not need weekly checks, well, if it's just services. And then if it's a short-term change of condition, it typically does need an ISP, and yes, it does need weekly progress notes. If it's a significant change of condition, if anyone's interested more in this little sheet that I put together, I can do a separate video. And then the check mark indicates that everything in this box was completed. And then the weekly notes, I write the date here for my weekly charting. So I usually do it on Saturdays. And then I'll put a check in the box when I've done that. So what it ends up looking like is, so this is a skin one, and this is our skin conditions, and then 10/16 I've added a new thing to it, and then I need to, when I do my weekly charting this week, I'm going to be putting check marks in down the whole row of this column. Okay, so with my urinalysis that I saw in there, I'm going to add it to my issues. I'm actually going to do that on the computer because I have a computer version of it too.
Providence Internal Medicine. How may I help?
And I brought back a new stack of papers that was in my inbox since about an hour ago when I last checked it. So these are new orders from the memory support side, which are for me to sign off, which I'm confused about because we have a nurse over there now. So I'm going to send a text and ask about that. It's 2:40. I've almost finished going through the new orders. I had to do some follow-up on some of them in the meantime. Had to write some appointments into our appointment book from those faxes. And now that I've gone through almost all of the new orders except for one, which I have to follow up on and make an appointment. It's asking for an appointment to be made. Now I can go through our pending faxes book and see if there's anything in there that I can pull out and toss in the shredder, which there is. I'm also pulling out faxes that have already been responded to. Now I can bring these two books down and send a few faxes, and then I have to go to FedEx to drop off a COVID test that I did today. Just thinking in my head if there's anything on the lab slip that I needed to fill in before I close this. Let me look at it. Nope. Looks good to me. Sprayed alcohol all over my dress. Alright, I'm back from driving and now I'm going to continue my paperwork. Calling the pharmacy because of the fax I got that they need to know something about.
Thanks for calling Professor's Pharmacy. Can I help you?
Hi there. And while I'm on just took it upon myself to get it done. Now I'm going to follow up on this note because a resident is refusing one of his medications. He wants us to change it in his orders. And so he refused a noon for me, he refused a PM for someone else. So I have to go and ask him which one he wants us to take off the EMR, or, get the orders to take off the EMR. And now because it's flu season, I need to get a list of everyone who wants a flu shot. So I'm going door to door and asking people what they want. If they want a flu shot, if they don't want a flu shot, or if they've already had it.